Hi, Paul Bedford here from Retention Guru, and I think it was in 2019 this was originally recorded, might have been 2018. I was invited to the Escape head office in Peterborough in England to talk to Matthew Januszek about retention, attrition and all things behaviour change. And in this short clip I talk about the importance of interaction. You can see the original full-length interview at the Escape Your Limits podcast. It's one of my favourites. I really don't miss an episode. I think Matthew's a brilliant interviewer and he gets some really interesting topics. But for now, look, watch the clip. It's about interaction. If you've got any questions or comments, put them in the box down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. For now, enjoy the clip and look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.
The key thing that seems to be coming out is aiming to keep those visits up, that regular visit and then that interaction, which, I've worked out for 25 years and I've joined a recent club now, I won't say the name because they're a customer as well, but they do a really good job at the interaction. And I wondered whether it's because I tried to get the motivation because I also tried to get him to buy more equipment and I wonder whether, what was there. And I noticed that since he's left and the new manager isn't there, and it's put me in my mind, I'm kind of thinking there's another gym which is a little bit closer and I've got a bit of a relationship with the owner there. And it's put me on the fence, to be honest, because that other guy, he used to just, he'd just spend some time with me and have a chat. And it's nothing that even really made a difference. Even the conversation didn't really make, but he just kind of made me feel a little bit important. Yeah. And now no one's in there, so I'm going in on, and I like that. I don't want to talk to anyone because I've not got a lot of time but having someone that would acknowledge me is also important to me.
And I think, before I came into the health and fitness business, I worked in nightclubs. And I was a promoter and an owner and an operator, and we knew running nightclubs. If you spoke to customers on their way in, they were over the moon. If you spoke to them when they were leaving, they were over the moon. It's like, oh, the manager spoke to me. And if you knew them by name and they were with their friends, suddenly it gave them kudos that they'd never had before. So it's about respecting whether people want the interaction. We've noticed more recently on some of our studies that people are more keen to talk on their way out than on the way in. So on their way in, they want to just get in and get on with it. Afterwards, they almost want to talk about what they did so that someone can validate their training sessions. So I think there is this balance between interaction and interruption.
Right, yeah, I'd agree with that.
And I think people who are more experienced in the industry, can look and go, yeah, they want interaction, or they can interact just going, morning, Matt. And how you respond determines how they continue. And if you go, oh, morning, and you keep going, it's like, okay, today he didn't want to talk, or he's too busy. On another day, you might just stop and go, oh, how are you? And it's being able to react to that and not go, oh, he didn't speak to me today, that's it, he doesn't ever want to talk to me again. Because we don't know what's going on in people's minds at this time. We just have to give them that space.
So do you think technology can replace some of that human interaction?
I think some of it can. I never used to, I'll be honest. I used to go, you'll never replace human to human interaction. And to a level, I still believe that. I think that if you can get the right quality of interaction at the right time, then that's far more impactful. But we are starting to see technologies now that are, in fact, it's the interaction when they're not in the facility being done using technology that drives them into the facility so that then someone can talk to them. So it's getting that balance right. And I think, some of the artificial intelligence programs that are available now that are prompting behaviours. We've just tested a number of email sequences with SMS and videos. We've improved visit frequency from 4 times a month to 8 times a month. And that doesn't require any human interaction. Now, you could mess that up by doing a great job digitally, and then they turn up in the club and someone ignores them. But overall, I think we can mesh the two together.
I guess you got to be aligned and do them very well, haven't you, rather than just focus on technology.
Yeah, and I have operators come to me and investors come to me and go, we've got this, we want to do this technology, or can you suggest a technology? And I say, yeah, but if you don't actually look after them when they turn up, then you're only going to all you're going to do is increase the frequency of them turning up to get disappointed.
Right.
So you have to work on both sides.
Yeah. So what about personal training then? Because as an industry, and maybe from where we're coming from, there's a big thing about personal training, the importance and the revenue of personal training. What part do you think that plays in it? And is it more that the people that are doing the personal training are getting that personal interaction, which you say is important, or how important is it to focus on that as a revenue generator on its own, or is it better to use that to get people to stay longer? Where do you sit on that?
Okay, so for me, personal training is a revenue generator. It does little to improve retention. And the reason I say that is it doesn't impact enough of the customer group. So if your penetration for PT is 10%, for the gym users, so let's not worry about the group X, so treat them separately. Because PT is often off to people who are using the gym. There's still 90% of the customers that aren't getting affected by PT. Whereas actually a good retention strategy will impact 100% of your customers, and you get the revenue from those who have PT. Now, we do know that people who have PT on a routine basis, so set days and times, end up staying much longer than people who have PT on an ad hoc basis. So I know when I'm in businesses and they're saying, how should we sell our PT? It's like I'm not a salesperson, but I would look at selling packs of PT. Goes back to the Zeigarnik effect. There's a beginning and an end. Spread them out over perhaps one a week over 10 weeks and encourage sessions in between that as well. That will increase the lifetime of that customer, which will have an impact on retention. But generally for me, PT revenue is PT revenue, and it may contribute a little bit to retention, but it's not a retention strategy. I wouldn't go into any business and go, if you want to improve your retention, you need to drive PT, because too few people access it.